Recording in progress.
Om Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya-madhyamam Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru Parampara Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Phunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahi Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidyushavai Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. As we have been discussing that Isvara in my life, because in my life I have my own problem. So when I say I have my own problem, actually in reality it is not a problem, but I give importance to that and I name it as my problem. And all our problem boils down to one point, my insecurity. So there is some type of sense of loss. And because I'm not able to digest that sense of loss, not managing next level, not able to accept that sense of loss, so that I call it as my problem. And in any relationship, there is a sense of gain, also there is sense of loss. You cannot separate that, look, in a relationship only there should be gain, no loss. Will it be possible? They say very nicely, when you get married, so you get married status, okay, but also you lose your bachelorship, don't worry, okay. So one thing only when you lose, then only you can get. Simple thing, to receive something in the hand, I need to at least lose the air, the freedom, okay. So if I have to hold this, including this thing, now I lose the freedom of my palms. However, let us not get into that. So the concept here we have been discussing that when I have this problem, especially with reference to relationship, or my mind is not relatively free, Vedanta will not work. So that is what our whole concept we have come across. That's why people come to Vedanta, they don't survive. Because when you are arthi or artharthi, so you don't have any other choice. It is like, when a person is drowning, the example, remember, even if a straw that is floating, so you expect or you hope that the straw will be helpful to rescue. But in reality, it is not truth. So also many people stumble upon Vedanta. Maybe because of their prarabdha, you have to say this. Because Isvara anugrahat eva punsa or purusasya advaita bhavana. Only because of the grace, one can come across Advaita Vedanta, nothing else. So if that is the case, so you stumble upon Vedanta. But whether you are going to survive with Vedanta or not, that you do not know. Why you do not know? Because if you remain in the level of Arthi and Artharthi, it is not going to work. Even if you are Moksharthi, still you will not be remaining in Vedanta. You will be remaining in religious field. You will be a religious person. But that does not mean that you will be a Vedantic student. You understand the concept? That's why jocularly I put rest in peace. So you have to understand, because batch by batch you have to go to heaven, okay? Not at a time. So till you go to heaven, so you lie down in peace. Don't forget that. So coming to this point, that me being religious is moksharthi. And on and off. But me being a moksharthi desires of liberation, and me being a jigyashu. So they are here not jigyarthi, okay? Jigyasa, jigyashu. So gyantum. So there is desire to know. And what is to know? To know that what I am looking for, moksha, is me. It is not somewhere outside. In short, what I am looking for, that is me. So this is not that easy because mind is not going to accept. I remember yesterday somebody was talking to me. Let me share one example. This how mind plays a beautiful game with ourselves. The person sent me a few text message. I asked Swamiji, I would like to talk to. There is a serious confusion. I said, okay. As I was talking, instead of explaining me confusion, the person tried to continue his mind. So as though as he is listening to his mind, I have to listen to his mind. After almost 15-20 minutes, I said, what you want to say? I listened to you. Then finally said, no, Swamiji. I said, that means what? You want me to say that what you are saying, I have to accept it? See, if I have to accept, then why did you call me? It's a very simple example, but it's very profound. So all this thing happens because there is no enough of space between me and what I am having. You can say me and my role. And to see this, we came down to the point, these values. So approaching values in a different way, that is what we have decided. So the first value we were discussing in the last class called amanitvam. So manam, ma means to measure from the root. So manam means I start measuring myself. So where do I measure? Not how heavy I am, okay? Of course, how big I am. So the moment I start measuring myself how big I am, deep within know that I am small. Can you see this point? That's why sense of superiority presupposes sense of inferiority in me. Unless there is sense of inferiority in me, that too deep within, what we call in subconscious mind, will I be exercise my sense of superiority? Just observe the fight of children, how they express, how they present each other in a different way. Have you ever observed that? So there you can see the sense of inferiority and sense of superiority both comes to the forefront very clearly, evidently. Whereas in our grown-up cases, so-called sophistication, we think that people don't understand that my sense of inferiority. It is like the cat is drinking milk, putting the head inside the bowl or the pot or whatever, okay? Because the eyes are covered. So because eyes are covered, the cat is not able to see anyone. So what the conclusion cat thinks? Because I don't see anybody, nobody sees me till the cat gets nice hit. So also we, so coming to the point here, that mano abhavam, and we were discussing that how this manam comes. So what is the purpose of me putting myself in high pedestal? Actually, when I am not confident about myself, but somehow I am confident, and that confidence comes from outer source, from external factors. It may be your place, maybe time, maybe a person, object, or your occupation, anything it can be. So when your confidence level is completely depend upon external factors. Now you don't have any other choice other than expressing your manam and abhimanam. Is it clear? You can see for yourself. So I can beautifully say all these, these celebrities, especially in Indian context, okay, it's horrible. Like, all these celebrities, somehow they were big, let us say actors and actresses. So in their, prime time or youth time or whatever. So their facial appearance is one thing. Then later on they change, but they will not come to the, public. And by mistake, if they come to public, you know what? They spend hours together in makeup because they have to maintain that. You understand? Because their confidence completely depend upon their look. So when the confidence completely depends upon the look, that too once upon a time, not present look. So they need to maintain that look by hook or crook. Is it clear? And for that sake, they have to pay a lot, time and everything. Now, come back our day-to-day life. Do we do the same thing or not? So that's why you need to see yourself in each and every situation. Do I express? Because you need to understand, you need to drink some water. So what you need to do here, that please understand the situation, that when there is some type of manam comes in me, so there is a tendency in me that I need to prove. I'm just coming down, boiling down to much more. If there is no tendency to prove, where is manam? So that means here amanitvam means it is a status, it is a state of mind. It is not because sometimes, after heavy food, also you come to your mind, I don't need any food anymore. So when you have been beaten up by people, what is manam? Especially when you are being beaten up by your close person, okay, mentally, what happens to you? But how long? Don't ask. But here he says amanitam is a status, is a state. So you enjoy the state of mind not only for a length of time, in fact, as long as possible. So extending this state of mind. And how and why, again, I would like to bring carefully. The first point would be that my natural tendency is to prove. And present day, you have to prove everything. And especially if you are in India, you have to prove your existence. Very unfortunate. I can share with you the olden day examples in our time when you used to travel in that public bus. I remember this good example. Very few buses will be there and crowd will be heavy. So the moment a bus comes in the main stop, so through the window, we will put, some handkerchief or newspaper. So whichever seat that falls, you'll be shocked now because there is a handkerchief or there is a newspaper. Nobody will sit. Whereas if you are sitting there, I have another example. You are sitting next seat, nothing you keep. You say, look, my friend is here. Nobody will listen to you. Push your hand and they will sit there. But instead of that, you bring out your handkerchief or a bag or whatever, keep it there. Then you say, no, somebody left it. You'll be shocked to know nobody will touch. So those days, I remember those who traveled those days, they must be able to relate with this example. Present day is not like that, okay? Now everything is ticket oriented, whatnot. Now, there you have to prove your existence, you understand, in a subtle way. So in every places, you have to prove your existence. Can you see this point? And that has become so natural, or you can say so spontaneous, where it is not required, you do unconsciously. So this is the problem here comes. So first thing, learning not to prove my status in front of others. I was listening to one beautiful, do you know, poems nowadays? You know, all this social media, a lot of things comes. So one good proving a teacher. The fellow says very nicely, I'll increase the salary. Okay, a boy says, look, left the left house, gets 300 euro salary. So father asked him, how much salary do you get? So to father he has to tell more, 500 euro per month. Now what happens? Now they want to arrange marriage. So the proposal will go to third party because no, do not love marriage, arrange marriage. Now the father will say to the mediator, my son is earning 700 euro. Now what the mediator will do to the girl side? Actually the boy is earning 1000 euro. Now marriage takes place in 1000. Now what this girl side will announce to the neighbor and everybody? Our son-in-law is earning 1200 plus, you know, extra. I mean, take home 1200 or 1500. Okay. Now, poor boy, if he has to go to in-laws' house, he has to take loan to maintain his status that he is earning 1200 plus status plus. So it may appear as a joke, but this is the reality. In every, even if in love marriage also, you understand how when they propose, how they show up and all these things, later on you discover the reality. So there what happens? Everything is nothing, presenting or proving that I am better than this. So the rule number one is, let me be comfortable with myself as I am. And let me not have any sense of inferiority presenting myself as I am. Then I am stupid. So I'll continue my stupidity. Not necessarily. That's why here is being said, Amanitum, general translation is humility. In spite of having all talent, you maintain yourself as normal as possible. So we have beautiful examples in different field. For example, if we go back to Ramayana, Lord Rama, this is one of the Amanitam example. After Ramayana war, killing Ravana, he did not establish himself in Sri Lanka. He went for a purpose, achieved, in fact, made Vibhishana, his younger brother, as king, came back, never, announced, look, I did all these things. Second example we give Hanuman, same era. Hanuman, even though he had lot of strength, in fact, he did everything, but always he gave the credit to Lord Rama. Because of Rama, it is Rama's grace, it's not me. So this is called Amanitvam. And if we try to see in different examples, we can see that how this Amanitvam is working without in our day-to-day life. But also we need to see when I try to present myself differently, manam I have, how much I am paying. That's the peace of my mind. And the best example, all of you know, you buy a car to go to the office. Then why do you go to the office? To pay the EMI for the car. You understand? You want to resign? No, there is so much EMI. What can I do? You stay, okay, if this is not a good joke. You come to, suppose you are in a village, you come to city. For what? To have money. So you take a house, you take based on that everything. Then finally you work all the time for what? To remain in city. So is it really sometime worth? It's not that I'm saying that you should not stay. One should see where one stands. So in short, never ever present yourself more than it is required. So that sukshma buddhi, that grace should be there. That's why we say very nicely, in front of arrogant person, you can be another arrogant. But in front of ordinary person, don't try to show off your knowledge or anything. With a poor person, be another poor person. But generally, what you do? So if your manam is in wealth, you would love to mingle around little poor people than you. You understand? So that you can boss over them. If you are intellectual, you would love to hang around those who are lesser intellectual than you, so that you are somebody. So here we say, not necessary to use any concave or convex mirror. Try to use normal mirror. Get the point? Whether it's convex or concave, both, it has its own problem. Okay, so never do that. And whenever you are presenting yourself more than you are, you have to pay for it. Even if somebody in front accepts you are stupid, it's better to be accepted as stupid than struggling whole life proving that you are better. And if you keep proving, whole life you will waste just proving and proving. Will you be able to prove? The best example is, will you be able to prove yourself in front of your parents? Be honest. Any one of you? Even if you become Indra, I'm not talking about any ordinary people, okay? Indra means the king of the gods, okay? You go to the heaven and there you have the position called Indra. Then after that you come back. Your father or mother, what will say? I don't think you have become Indra. Maybe you have cheated. I know from the childhood what you did. So you cannot, when you cannot prove yourself in front of your parents, tell me, in front of whom can you prove? Remember, in any relationship, there is no need to prove. This is the understanding. And if there is need or there occasion comes where you need to prove, better to keep quiet. That is called maturity. Let it take time. It may take 1 year, one life. You understand? It may take 1 year or one life. We need not prove. So that's why in my day-to-day life, let me not work to prove. Yes, when situation demands in present society, let me present, but not prove. Can you see the difference? Let me present, but not prove. And once this amanitvam comes, next step would be adambhitam. So what is dambha? So here dambha means your guna pradarsanam. You exhibit your qualities. You can say your strength. Why do you exhibit your gunam? Okay, already I have crossed the time, not 8, no? Okay, still 4 minutes are there. So, why do I exhibit? Because there is amanitvam. Sorry, there is manitvam. So, manam brings dambham. Is it clear? Because gunam, the qualities that I have, need not be exhibited. Look at a flower, its fragrance is a gunam of that given flower. But does the flower exhibit? Wherever the gunam, whether it's beauty or fragrance, whatever, both, it will be visible in due course of time. And if it is not visible, sometimes it's better. Please understand, to have this maturity is not a joke. So, in short, let me not do pradarsanam my gunam. Because when I start exhibiting my gunam, whatever, people will come to me to get or take benefit of that quality. But nobody will be relating with me. Nobody will be relating with me. But everybody will be relating with what? With that aspect of me, and that too how to get benefit. So that means I only create dependence around me. And once I create a dependence around me, yes, in the beginning I'll enjoy, but later on I have to pay for it or not. Especially when I do not take care of them, what happens? They themselves become my enemy. That's why when you grow bigger, you create enemies. So if you are a small person, ordinary person, no problem. That is interesting. Whereas when you become big, then what happens? Only you create problem and problem and problem. With this story, I'll stop it. Let me bring one NRI story, okay? So these NRIs, when they come, especially in Tamil Nadu, and not now here, those who NRI one is there, so no, not you people, okay? Don't worry. They are there. Uh, Especially from America, I have seen few cases that I can share with you. The lady will come with proper sari and everything. So those who are growing up here, they look at this auntie in America doing all these things to look how she put the sari and everything. So all these other girls will cursing themselves. What is going on? Then of course they become very generous spending money because in the beginning they will convert dollar into rupees. Then slowly they discover, say like for example, one person. So we went to somewhere in a office. The security says to park the car, which is not acceptable, illegal, 100 rupees, 100 and plus. So the person calculates after all $1, no problem. Okay, okay, okay. Then I have to shout, hey, we are going to this office. What nonsense is this? Oh. So like that, when they convert from dollar to rupees, no problem. Okay, continues. And when it comes down, then what happens? Slowly from sari, the same lady will come to Bermuda or no muda. Okay, and before this no muda, they will run away. Again, this is called damba. Wherever I am, let me accept myself. If it's required, let me exhibit. And we'll continue this Adambhitum tomorrow. Om Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.